Hey everybody, it's me, Stormy Day. I'm back, hopefully for good. And here is mine and Starla's top 10. Hopefully I will be here permanently. And hello internet. Now to our top 10. Remember, post our next top 10 in the comments. Number 10, The Mind Flayer. Now for number 10, it's the Mind Flayer. You know those guys that you don't want to run into the dungeon with the tentacles on the face. You know, you're sitting there, you're going. But back on topic. Mind flayers are so cool because they can attack you with your mind. And their stats are so unbelievable that they can do anything from a rogue to a mage to a scion. And it's an interesting character. It's an interesting NPC to have, especially as a major villain. So, top 10. Number 10, the Mind Flayer. Number 9, the Drider. Now, number 9 was one of my favorites, the Drider. Now, the Drider is this thing. It was a worshiper of Loth. It used to be a drow that got to level 6, but didn't pass her test. And as a curse, for some reason, they were given the lower half of a spider. And it's expelled from all drow society, so they live solitary. And it's interesting because as it goes on, it seems that the drow are starting to accept the Driders into their society more as priests and such. But it's an interesting character to have as a villain because they're an outcast and you never really know what side they're fighting for. So, number 9, the Drider. Number 8, the Were-Rat. Number 8 on our list is the Were-Rat. Not one of my personal favorites, but Starla liked it enough to be number 8. Now, the Were-Rat is an interesting creature, though. It's a werewolf, but rat. And it can turn into a dire rat. What's really, really cool about this is the fact that even if played as a character, it can really pin a changing point in the story or campaign or whatever. So, at number 8, the Were-Rat. Number 7, the Lich. Now, number 7, I chose the Lich. We all know this one bad guy. The one sorcerer or wizard or mage who is outcast and didn't mind so due to the fact that everyone seemed below him intellectually. So he secluded himself and goes out and, in the pursuit of knowledge, turns himself into an undead mage. So, the Lich is a very good bad guy to have. He's always behind the scenes, very good for politics. You know, the political campaigns where it's not all bashed in the door. They're a good character to have for diplomacy checks and etc. behind the scenes. Number 6, the Skeleton. Now, following our Lich at number 7 is our Skeleton at number 6. Now, my friend Starla thought this was hilarious, but I thought it was a good follow. Now, what people don't realize, while skeletons may be really easy to kill, they make an underbone of a dungeon. You've always got to have that minion, that nameless minion whose death doesn't really mean anything. But skeletons can pretty much be whatever you want. They can be an NPC, a minion, they could be a warrior, and they could give you your characters a quest. So as a DM, I personally love the skeletons as a story device. Number 5, the Mimic. Now imagine it. You're at the end of a dungeon, and you see a treasure chest. And this is what you've come for. But there's not only one treasure chest, but 2, or maybe 3 or 4, or maybe just 1. Now a treasure chest doesn't always have to be a treasure chest. And that's why I love the Mimic. At number 5, in the dead center of, I wouldn't say the dead center, but as close to the middle as you're gonna get on a top 10 list, is the Mimic. For the fact of, it is a awesome ender. It's a great ending battle, or a good way to start off a dungeon. So, at number 5, the Mimic. Number 5, the Fairy Dragon. Now, for the next choice, for number 4, a couple people are going to make fun of me. But, I fell in love with this creature when I was watching the old cartoons. So, at number 4 is the Fairy Dragon. The only reason, the cartoons. That's it. Number 3, the Owl Bear. Now, the bull of the forest, the natural apex predator, and that will attack everything and anything within its sight, the owl bear. That's all I've got to say. And you don't even have to see a picture of it to know it's awesome. It's an owl bear. Number 2, the Drow. Okay, now, number 2 falls closely in line with number 8, I believe. 8. 8? Was it 8? 9. Number 9. The Drow, the Servitors of Loth, which is somehow spelled with 2 L's. Loth. Oh well. But, Drow, they are humanoids of the Underdark, and have gone through a lot that the elves haven't, but they're still part elf. And they're interesting characters to have. Really good campaign settings are in the Underdark. And the most common creature you'll find on there is the Drow. And number 1, the Beholder. The original. The only. You know him, you love him. The Cyclops of the sky, with 1,000 tentacles of eyes. The Beholder! Yes, the Beholder is the number 1 on this list. For the fact that it is a classic creature and will always have a part in my heart. It can be anything from a nightmare to a cuddly chew toy. Sorry. That can take and dish out a lot of pain. He floats, you can add ledges or little hazards that its eye rays can have. And it can take on an entire party on its own. So, rolling in at number 1 on this list is the Beholder.